Welcome back. Earlier this morning, we made our pineapple salsa,
Yes.
which was, I can't wait to try this, by the way. It smells delicious.
Oh, it's going to be good. You're going to love the way this lays out.
And it is going to be the perfect side to go with a hanger steak, which it's grilling season, so let's talk about that.
So what I have here is my hanger steak. I've cut it down just a little bit so that I can fit it into my pan.
Is that about half of it?
This is about half of it.
Okay.
So if you treat this like a tenderloin, because the muscle structure is relatively the same, the only difference is this one's a little bit, the texture of it is a little bit more like a brisket.
Okay.
So I have my hot pan. I add just a little bit of oil.
I noticed you cut off both ends of it to choose the
Yes.
piece. Was there a particular reason for that?
Nope, I just like the way that one looked for your
Presentation?
for your presentation.
Okay.
So I'm going to add, I've added a little bit of our smoked onion and jalapeno that I always add. I've added some salt, some pepper, just keeping it, this flavors on it really simple because we have our pineapple salsa, which is going to add a little bit more flavor for us.
And I saw you put the pepper in there. It has the pickled
Yes.
jalapenos in it. Going to give it that spice.
And we'll lay this right into our hot skillet.
All right.
And we're going to let this sit for just a minute. People don't realize, but the hanger steak is often misused. It's located right behind the brisket, right in front of the flank. So the texture of it's a little bit of the brisket, a little bit of the flank. You just have to treat it a little bit differently. Treat it like, I treat it like a ribeye.
Really? Okay.
So being able to understand where it comes from and how to approach it makes it much easier to use. So for me, because it is located right below the rib, I just decided you can do it just like a ribeye.
Okay.
So I'm gonna sear both sides of it very nicely, or all sides of it, I should say.
Yeah.
And then we'll take it out, we'll slice it out, and we're gonna give it a quick flash sear, and then we'll lay out presentation later this morning.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but we're gonna keep this simple. On any steak, especially if you're grilling or you're doing it in the cast iron, keep it simple on your seasonings. Don't overdo it. We're not doing a roast that has to sit and cook for a long period of time. We're not braising anything, so we don't have to pack in a whole lot of flavors to cut anything.
Do you season both sides,
Yes.
even if you're going to do it and plop that one right down on the
Yes, I always
seasoning right
season down
the
the side I want to put down first, and then I season the opposite side. Whether I season it in the pan or on my plate, I still season both sides because you want all those flavors to cook into your steak.
Now, if you're cooking on the grill, is that still recommended, or do you
Yes.
lose those seasonings when they fall through?
If you have seasoned it correctly, sometimes you may, if your seasonings aren't sticking to it, try adding just a little bit of oil
Okay.
to help your seasoning actually stick to the steak itself. But I want to get a nice little sear like this all the way around it. And then I'm going to lay it right up here on our cutting board. And because of the structure, the muscle structure of the meat, you can actually see how the muscle fibers pull away in a
Right.
Y. I'm going to cut pieces to help prepare for when I lay it in for my display. So I have my good sear.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and come to break.
Yes.
And we're going to finish this off when we come back here in a few minutes. KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. We'll be right back.